So welcome. Just giving a minute for everybody to arrive. Hey, Deb. Thanks for spending time with us today. Hi, Julie.
Hi there.
Tanya. Hello. Thanks for coming. Just letting people in. Then we'll just get rolling. You all excited to just really start that path to deepening that connection to your intuition? It's the best journey you'll ever take. Hey, Kim. Thanks for joining. A couple more people and then we'll get rolling. All right. Hi, Danny. Thank you for coming.
Hey there, how are you? I'm so happy to be here.
I'm so happy you are here. We have a lot of magical people in this room. So we're going to have some great energy here all together today. Hi, Rena. Thank you for being here. I responded to your message a little while ago, too. Okay. All right. I'm going to get going. Hi, Heather. Thank you for joining. It's been so long since we've seen each other. I'm happy to see you today. Thanks for being here.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Hey, Robin. Thanks for coming. Nice to see you. So some of you know each other, some of you don't. So if you want to introduce yourselves in the chat, feel free to do that because there's a lot of magical women here and we can always, help one another for sure. So feel free to do that while I get going. So welcome today to our reawakening of your inner knowing and your intuition. And I say reawakening because I know a lot of you are already connected to your intuition and using it and loving it. There is no ceiling to what this part of you can be giving you throughout your life. So what we're going to be helping you with today, what you're going to leave with today, is a clearer definition of what your intuition is, what's getting in the way or interfering with it, blocking it, so that it's not flowing as strongly as it could, and understanding the difference between what is intuition and what are intuitive abilities, because there's a little bit of a difference there. And understanding those blocks is really the first important big step to take as you're strengthening this part of yourself, whether or not you're already like very familiar with your intuition, you're using your instincts in your business, you're getting some downloads, that amazing information that feels like it just dropped out of the sky into your lap throughout your day. Maybe you're out in nature, taking a walk, you're driving your kids to school and it just shows up. Or you're even using it a little bit in your client sessions. And I know even some of you actually give readings. So no matter where you are in that timeline or that journey of your intuitive abilities and your intuition, there's always more. None of us are ever advanced in this area of our life. We are just advancing. And that is what's so exciting about it. The idea that there can be something more for yourself in this area. There's no ceiling. So for anyone of you that are meeting me for the first time today, I really want to give you a big welcome. It's so nice to meet you. And I'm Kim Conway. I'm the Intuitive Entrepreneur's Insight Advisor. And I reawaken intuitively curious entrepreneurs. And I certify you as intuitive visionaries to use as your business #1 strategy with my proven soul step method, creating deeper trust, confidence, and connection to your inner wisdom, your guides, and your soul. And what I've noticed in my over 38 years of work. I don't really want to say how many years because it gives away my age. But what I've noticed in my over 38 years of work as a social worker, a therapist, a Reiki master teacher, and a trained evidential medium is that people really need this skill set in their business. This can become your #1 BFF as you move forward in your business. And it will support you more than anything else. So let's talk a little bit about what is intuition versus, Tara, can you admit people? I see there's people in the waiting room. Thank you. Thank you. Tara's like my little Zoom friend today, and she is also an evidential medium. And I'm also joined by Diana Jacobs, who is a co-teacher with me for a part of my Soul Method program. So she'll be doing something special later with us. So anyone have any thoughts about what the difference is between intuition and intuitive? Does it mean the same to you, or do you feel like it's something a little bit different? Roz, yeah. Just have to unmute.
I had to unmute myself. I can never see
Yeah.
that little arrow. Hi,
Yeah.
everybody. I was a little confused about those two things because I think of intuitive as a descriptor, like, this tool is intuitive, or this person is intuitive, and intuition is a quality that people hold within. So
Mhm.
I don't know how you define it. I'm sure it's something different.
No, you're right on the right track there, Roz. Thank you for that. So in both intuition and intuitive, everybody has. Okay, so you all have it, no matter whether or not you're using it or feel connected to it. It's a natural part of every human being. So intuition is really more like a gut response. So have you ever like left your house and just had either a thought drop in, like a knowing, or a feeling in your body, I think I'm forgetting something. You're not really sure what it is, but you go along your merry way, and then you get to where you're going and you realize, you forgot your wallet or something like that. That ever happened to anyone? Or where you just sort of know something, but it's not a whole lot of information. It's a response to the moment, or a response to something that it may be coming up for you. So you feel it, or you might know it. That's your intuition. And that is running all the time, right? You might have used your intuition when you decided to sign up for this class. Like you might have been like, oh, that might be good for me. I'm going to take it. How did you know that it would be good for you, right? So it's just this response and reaction to a thought, a situation, an experience. And it's there to actually really help you, guide you, even sometimes protect you, right? You could be walking in the city and want to cut down somewhere and just have this feeling, I don't think I should go that way, right? How do you know that? How do you know that? So it's not based on any logic at all. And the thing about it is, we're not really trained or taught to trust anything that doesn't come from our logical mind. So that's one of the reasons why you might often be ignoring your intuition, because it doesn't really totally make any logical sense, right? So that's your intuition. If you think of things on like a little bit of a timeline or a spectrum, your intuitive self is a little deeper and further along. So your intuition is going to give you a flash of information. Your intuitive is going to give you a little bit more. It might start out with a gut reaction, and then you might use a little bit of your intuitive abilities to understand what that's all about and get a little bit more information. So with intuitive, again, it's running all the time, but most of the time we're not really noticing it because we're paying attention to the mind, and we're used to paying attention to the mind, and we're supposed to. So the intuitive is going to give you more information than that initial gut response. Now, I don't know, has anyone ever gone for like an intuitive or psychic reading? Just give me a wave if you've ever done that, yourself included, right? So an intuitive or psychic reading is a little further down that spectrum where they're getting more information to share with you. They're getting information about you and sharing it. Where are they getting that information from, right? So that ability that that person is using, everybody has to a certain extent. And then if you just keep on going and deepening that connection, you end up in mediumship, which is when a medium is someone who can talk to spirit and the spirit world. And that's actually like communication. So everyone has the capacity to have a piece of all of that. You know, you might have even in your life lost someone, and after they passed, kind of felt like they were around, right? Like you had a little sense. Anyone have that happen where you just like knew or thought that they were around? Give me a little wave if you have. Yeah, absolutely. So that's you again using these abilities to connect and have a sense of your loved one. The medium is just develop that more and can have a full-on communication. So does that make sense to everybody, what I'm talking about now? The difference between intuitive and intuition? Anyone have any questions about it? I'm just going to check the chat. Oh, Kim, yes, so your grandmother came to you in a dream, and like that's another way that we can be connecting and using these abilities. Absolutely. So many people have experiences in their dreams. Absolutely. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah. Okay. So your intuition and your intuitive are always running. It's just that we're really not always paying attention to it. So why intuition for an entrepreneur? Like, why would that be important? Or why would developing intuitive abilities be important for you as an entrepreneur? Well, true fact, intuition is one of the 9 qualities that successful business owners and CEOs identify as helping their business along. And even people who are millionaires and billionaires will talk about having used their intuition, their gut response, or their intuitive abilities to create their success. So there's people like magical people in that group. Oprah Winfrey says that she used that when she decided to leave a secure job and take the job on the Oprah Winfrey Show, which like literally, right, created her, and she became a billionaire. So she credits that to her inner knowing. There's other people that she's in good company with, Richard Branson, Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett says that he trusted a gut feeling that helped him turn $100,000 into over 100 million with an investment that he chose to make that everybody was telling him not to do. So lots and lots of people. Bill Gates, Sarah Blakely, aren't we grateful for her? She trusted her intuition when she developed the first Spanx product. And, you know, as women, most of us are quite appreciative of that. So she used that part of herself to launch that business. So this part of you can really be a strategy that you use for yourself in your business. And the sky's the limit. Like I said, there's no limit to how strong this part of yourself can become and how much you can be using it in your business. So, as entrepreneurs, I'm sure all of you have done a lot of personal development. Can everybody see this? Okay. I'm terrible at holding up my charts. If you've come this far in your business, you have definitely done personal development and you've definitely spent a lot of time on your business strategy. But your intuitive development is another important piece that we don't always talk about. And the intuitive development actually can feed your business strategy and also help you with your personal development. In my own intuitive development, for me personally, it's what really moved the needle and helped me overcome huge issues with panic and anxiety and worry and fear. And I'm a psychotherapist, like I knew what to do about that, but nothing really ever helped me the way the development of my intuitive abilities did. So this is a skill set and a part of you that can help you in a multitude of ways. You know, in your business, it can help you. Well, I'm going to even ask you, what do you think it would help you with? Or if you're already using it, what are some ways that you use your instincts or your intuitive abilities in your business? Just feel free to wave your hand and unmute. Kim.
Sometimes I'll get a hit on something that may not make a lot of sense, but because I am noticing now the changes in my body, how it feels in my body, I pay attention to it. And so it just helps me slow down.
Yes.
And then, look into that more. Sometimes it's very clear. Other times it's kind of fuzzy.
Yes.
But it does help me to guide myself a little bit better.
Yeah. So guide in your decisions. Is that what you mean? Yes, absolutely. So it can help you in your business decision making. Kim R.
I've had instances where I've had things come through, and sometimes, unfortunately, I haven't trusted them, so they've led to problems down the road. But I am hoping to develop mine more because I have really bad anxiety, and a lot of it comes from not knowing.
Yeah.
So I feel like if I was able to improve my intuition, that would help with the not knowing and that anxiety creeping in, as you said.
Absolutely. Yeah, it can be really, really helpful for a number of reasons. And it has to do with what we're using when we're connecting that way. Michelle.
I have found that I notice it especially in discussions with my clients during their check-ins, during their data intake and things like that, when it comes to where to help them with the push and where to help them with pulling back and reevaluating certain things.
Yes, yes, absolutely. So, as a coach, you can be working intuitively in your client sessions and really accessing information that would not be otherwise available to you. So, that's a really powerful way to coach. And the women that are in my program right now, like, are full on using that. They've learned how to do that throughout their client sessions. and it's changing their work, which is like, it's absolutely amazing. So let's see, Sarah says, trusting ideas that come through. Absolutely. So like when you get those little downloads or that inspiration, Sarah, and being able to trust it and use it for yourself. Tanya says, making ideas, offers, partnerships with clients, absolutely, or business partners, collabs, literally everything. Absolutely. So Tanya just really listed a lot of them. Even, when you're thinking about when should I launch something? What time of day should this something happen? What should I be charging for it? All these different things. Who is someone good for me to be collaborating with? You can be using this part of yourself for everything, even just developing your actual offers. So it's like a little gold mine inside of yourself. It really, truly is. So what I want to do is just kind of talk about, not talk about, I want to give you an experience today where you can start to blend with your intuitive self and answer some questions that will really reveal the things that are making using it more a little bit more difficult for you. So these things come up no matter where we can be in that development, that timeline of how much you're using your intuitive abilities. One of the things that you're doing as you're developing is these pieces of working through the blocks or the resistance to getting it flowing more for yourself. It's the very first step that is really important to take as you're developing and strengthening this part of yourself. So that's why I sent you the workbook, and I'm really sorry for like having to send a couple emails today because I did not attach the workbook. So please forgive me. So I hope everybody has it, because in that workbook are the questions I'm going to be asking. So what I'm going to be doing is leading you into a really nice, enjoyable meditation. And then during the meditation, just have that workbook, or if you don't have it, have a paper and pen. And I'm going to start asking you the questions and giving you a moment to write the answers. And what will be really nice is when you get into that a little bit of an altered state, it's easier for you to connect to a deeper inner knowing about the answers to those questions. Okay? All right. So all you have to do is get really comfortable. Just have your workbook and your pen, or a pen and paper. And we're going to get going right into that. I know some of you have had meditations with me before. So to some of you, this will be new. All right. So everyone just get nice and comfortable and take in a beautiful, deep, sacred breath. Taking in a deep breath is the very first thing that you can do when you want to connect to your intuitive self, your inner knowing, that oracle that lives right inside of you. It has always been there from the moment you took your first breath. Whether you pay attention to it or not. It is the most patient and loving part of yourself, just waiting for you to remember it and notice it. And as you take in that deep sacred breath, just pulling in that breath all the way to the bottom of your lungs. And as you're breathing out, just releasing any tensions, anything that is not serving you well. And as that sacred breath is beginning to move throughout your body, it's really lighting up. your heart chakra, and your solar plexus chakra. And going down into that solar plexus, right at the stomach. This is where you connect to your intuition. Your knowing lives right there. That gut response. It's also the chakra which holds your power. And part of that power is the power of your inner oracle, your intuitive self. And as we're just allowing that chakra to come into balance, you might even see the light of it becoming brighter and brighter. Perhaps it's even shining outside of your body. Beautiful golden light. Everything that you need to know, you can access right here. And as that light glows, it's beginning to blend in the heart chakra where you hold all of your love. The love you have for others. The love you have for yourself. And the love that you receive. And just for a moment while you're there, let's just put that into balance. Because you may often be giving so much more than you're receiving. Just allow that chakra to come naturally back into balance. You might even notice it's glowing in a beautiful color. Whatever color you see is perfect for you. You're just letting these chakras fuel your body and connect you to your soul and your inner oracle, your knowing, your instincts. That place which will always serve you well for your highest good from your highest self. And just for a moment, just allow that energy to take you even to a deeper state of relaxation. And I'm going to begin to ask you a few questions. And when I do, you can just pick up your pen and start to write whatever comes to you. Don't force the answer. Try not to judge it. Just allow it to flow from your pen. The first question is, what thoughts or beliefs cause you to doubt your initial strong feelings about decisions?
What was that question again? I'm sorry.
What thoughts or beliefs cause you to doubt your initial strong feelings about decisions? How does feeling moments of imposter syndrome affect your trust in your intuitive decisions?
Can you repeat that one again, please?
What fears or past experiences make it difficult for you to trust advice or your own insights? We'll just start dropping them in the chat for anyone that doesn't have the workbook. How do you distinguish between your mind's chatter and your true intuitive voice? How does fear prevent you from following your intuitive guidance? How does inconsistency in maintaining spiritual practices impact your connection to your intuition? As an empath, how does discerning your emotions from others impact your intuitive clarity? How has a past unfavorable outcome from following your intuition affected your relationship with it? Did you ever ignore any intuitive signals in a decision that you now regret? What do you think influenced that decision the most? And I just put the first three questions in the chat because I hadn't done that earlier. So as you're finishing up, and these are questions that you can return to at any time to get a greater depth of information for yourself. And let's just put down our pens for a moment and gently allow your eyes to close. And just taking in another deep, sacred breath. Pulling it right into the heart and solar plexus chakras. Just feeling that energy moving through your body. And that beautiful reminder that the first step and the most important and easiest thing for you to do, for you to connect to your intuitive self, your inner oracle, is to begin with a nice deep breath. That part of yourself is always there, always working for you, and always has your highest good in mind. Maybe just call your attention now to the chair supporting your body. You may not have even remembered that it was there, just like you don't always remember that your inner knowing is there, but it always is supporting you. Just maybe moving your fingers, your toes, and opening your eyes and returning to the Zoom whenever you are ready. Welcome back, everybody. How are you all doing? Okay. What types of things did you notice coming up for you as you were answering those questions? Did anybody notice anything that maybe relates to fear? Kim?
Well, for me, it was one, fear of, like with the imposter syndrome, like, can I actually connect or, improve it? And then two, the fear of judgment of what other people are going to think or say if I start talking more about my connecting with my intuition or relying on it more.
Yes. Yeah.
I've already gotten a couple of people in my family reach out on my Facebook posts saying, how I'm getting into witchcraft and they're praying for me. And so that judgment is,
Yeah.
and it makes it hard.
That's very hard. I feel for you with that for sure, Kim. Yeah, so fear can come up in so many different ways. It can be fear of being wrong. It can be fear of judgment. It can be fear of what will people actually think as you're making decisions based on, not logic, right? And let's see. Eileen is saying, yes, fear comes up for her. Fear of being right. Yeah, so like fear of like, oh my gosh, like what is this going on inside of me that I can actually know this? Absolutely. Sarah's saying she can relate to that one too. And Rena's saying, yes, I wasn't aware of how much I want people to trust me. And how can people trust me if I can't trust myself? So Rena, you're bringing up another one, which is trust, right? Anyone notice any like droplets of trust coming out in their answers? So sometimes it's trust in yourself. Sometimes it's trust in the information because you can't prove it, Roz, yes.
Wait a second. Did I get it? Okay. You can hear me, right?
Yes.
Okay. I got a little light bulb moment, and maybe this will help someone else too, because I'm relaunching my coaching business after several years. I had a very bad experience during COVID, I had a coach and the program, it just didn't work out for me. It wasn't really, I didn't know why, because I didn't know what I really needed. Now I know what I need as a foundation, and I need this and I should do that. And, you know, I've got my building blocks going on now, so that's really good. But when I think of how much money I spent over the years with people that weren't really helpful and
Yeah.
things that were really good. So my light bulb moment was, um, you know, why am I connecting what happened before with now? I'm a different person. I have, I have I have more skills. I have different skills. I'm doing something a little bit different. And it's not then, it's now. And I've learned from that. And so I need to disassociate myself from some unfortunate decisions that I made. And it wasn't my, it felt okay then, but it turned out not to be. So I think my light bulb moment was to release what doesn't serve me and not use that as a benchmark going forward for every decision I have to make. Like, what, remember back then when, that happened? We have to like just release that and just say that was a different time and a different place and it was a different you. So you have to look at it from right now, based on what's happening right now and what's going on right now.
Mhm.
Let's make a decision from there. Let's look at it from there and see. So
Yeah.
that's a huge thing. So
Yeah.
thank you for that.
Yeah, it's like really embodying the current version of you.
Yes.
know?
Mhm.
And I wonder, Roz, if you think a little bit about some of those programs, if there was a part of you that kind of knew maybe this won't be right for me, if you go back and just look at that a little bit, did you have a little gut response ever? And let's see, Sarah's saying she loves that, Roz. Tracy saying she always, okay, the fact that I'm always connected to myself and completely connected to spirit all the time, but I took on other people's feelings. Yes, I think you're talking about when took on other people's feelings of confusion and thinking it was supposed to be hard. Yeah, so other people's like beliefs about connecting inward, making you think it was supposed to be so hard, yet for you naturally it felt so easy. I'm glad that you had an aha moment about that because it can be very easy. Let's see, Michelle, we learn from our past and understand ourselves from that, but we can only live life forward. Absolutely. So how we want to define ourselves and make decisions. Oh, I'm so glad, Michelle, that you got that here today. Oh, and Brittany, I think, is speaking to Kim R. You can read Brittany's response to you, Kim. Thank you, Brittany. Yeah. So these are some common things like that come up with your intuitive abilities. I don't know if you can see this, but I listed some out. We have fear, self-doubt, trust, beliefs, right? So beliefs about, what is your intuition? It could be a religious belief or beliefs that you have about yourself and what's possible for yourself. A strong mind getting in the way. I think someone said earlier in the chat, like the discerning between the mind and your intuitive self, confidence, imposter syndrome, all these things are really common things that get in the way of these abilities being stronger. So if you take anything away today, take away what you identified for yourself and start working on those pieces and see what happens as you're connecting more and more to your inner oracle. And if it's making it a little bit easier for you. Kim, you're getting a lot of support there in the chat. Thank you, Sarah. So in a couple of minutes, Diana Jacobs, who's also an evidential medium and Akashic Records reader and energy healer, and I are going to do a really beautiful exercise for all of you to ignite some healing in the areas that you identified for yourself. And I'm really excited to be able to do that for you today. So all you need to be doing to prepare for that is to think about, how you would want the healing to help you today. And I'll explain what we're going to do in a moment. But I was wondering if it would be okay if I share with you how I support people in this process of identifying and working through their blocks and really strongly activating your intuitive abilities and certifying you for this in your business. If that's okay, just give me a little hand raise or just say yes in the chat. Thank you. I appreciate that. So I have a program. It's actually a certification that's deeply rooted in creating a relationship with your soul through intuitive development and clearing out a lot of these blocks and resistance that prevent it from running as strongly as it could be. And in this, you'll strengthen your ability to receive and trust deeper insights. We're going to work through these common things that we talked about today, like trust, beliefs, confidence, fear. And this program is called the Entrepreneur's Intuitive Visionary Certification Program. And we're going to quantum shift your business with my soul step method. It's a proven method that I have been using with others. And there's just 4 parts. That soul word is really just an acronym. And what I've done is I've just taken all my years as a social worker and therapist, my intuitive development training, and my energy work, and put it all together to develop a certification to really fast track you to being connected to your inner oracle, your intuitive self, so that you can start using it to build your business, make decisions, create your offers, work intuitively in your client sessions, and stop wasting time, like overthinking, preventing yourself from making a decision, that loop that we can go through. Because I know as CEOs of your business, like, you don't have time to waste, right? Time wasted is money not earned, and you're all aware of that. And I know you work really hard. So being able to use this part of yourself will really become a powerful strategy for you as an entrepreneur. And you're going to start to really trust what's beyond yourself. And this is where the soul method comes in. The S is soul assessment of your subconscious blocks. So we started that process today of identifying what some of those blocks are. And we're going to take a deeper dive with that in the program. And I actually do that with you intuitively. So the purpose of the S of the soul assessment is really to get you to stop doubting yourself and work through the beliefs and all the things that are clogging up the pathway to your intuitive self. How does that sound? What would it be like if you stopped doubting yourself and knew what was right for you in your business without any doubts? Write in the chat if that sounds kind of good to you. The second step is the O, and it's opening you up to the soul realms. And this is where you will learn the energetic language of your soul, your clair senses, your soul senses, how you're getting that information, and your connection to your inner oracle and the world of spirit, really, and how the universe is working for you and how you yourself are naturally getting that information. I will identify that for you so you will understand your natural process and really understand where else you need to develop to strengthen that even more. How would it feel to have an unwavering ability to know exactly what your intuition and your intuitive self is telling you at all times? Write in the chat. I want to know how you would feel about that, if that sounds good to you. Then we move on to unite with your soul wisdom for the you in soul. And this is where you'll use your intuitive power to guide yourself with aligned decisions, receiving those downloads, those hits you're getting when you're out driving on the highway or in the shower, and learn to really channel through your soul senses and in your client sessions for your business. Channel the offers, channel intuitive coaching, all those things. You'll stop waiting for these things to show up randomly for you. Right now, you have to just wait for them to drop from the universe. I'm going to show you how you're going to learn how to connect to this part of yourself in real time and get the information that you need when you need it. No more wasting time, no more waiting, and getting all the details that you need so that you have the whole thing in front of you. So how would it feel to work intuitively with your clients in client sessions in real time, on demand, and see them grow even faster? Let me know in the chat if that sounds good to you. And the last step of soul is the L, lead with light. And this is great where we're going to integrate everything together, integrate your intuitive abilities, your clairs, and your spirit guide communication, using energy work and the Akashic records, which is the records of your soul, and put this all together so that you can become that intuitive visionary, an intuitive leader who's grounded, precise, and truly embodied with this part of yourself. And I mean, how would it feel to be able to have a conversation with your guides? Ask them the questions that you have, receive the support, receive the guidance anytime you want. Let me know again in the chat if that sounds kind of good to you. This is where really your strategy that you've worked so hard on meets your soul. This is where your leadership becomes limitless so that you lead, you serve, and you create from your highest knowing. It's activated, aligned with you. So that's the program. There's one more piece of the program that I won't get into too much today, but it's a retreat where you'll be really learning how to actually communicate with your guides. Remember that timeline from intuition to intuitive abilities and readings and mediumship? It would be taking you a little further down on that timeline so that you're actually having the communication that you need to run your business. So that's the program. And if there's any questions, let me know. I'll answer your questions before we return to the exercise that Diane and I are going to do with you today. Also, I invite you all, Tara, maybe you could drop it in the chat, to book a call with me where I'll do a little bit of an intuitive assessment on you to help you understand really these things that you identified for yourself today, and ask me any questions about the certification. All right. How's everybody doing here? Oh, thank you, Tara. Okay. Any questions before we move forward? And we have a couple people here that are already in my program. Maybe you can let everybody know what you've thought of it. I'm not going to call you out. It's up to you. Oh, Deb.
Yes, I can say something about this program for sure today. And I can tell you that since working with Kim on developing my intuitive abilities, I have zero self-doubt about whether I'm in the right place right now. When I show up, I know I'm in the right place and it's the right time to be there. And I've begun to recognize that things that I've taken for granted about myself are my intuitive abilities. They're not just, oh, that's just what I do, or, oh, I just kind of sense that and know that, but that it really is my soul speaking to me about how to guide people when I'm working with them as a coach, and also recognizing that I've been doing this my entire life with my family and my friends. I'm not the go-to person for no reason.
Yeah.
And now I'm really feeling so much more confident in my abilities and knowing that I have at my fingertips anytime I need some support, that I can sit with my breath and I can reach out to spirit, to my guides, to my own intuitive soul, and know that I can have the answers I need or the guidance that I'm looking for in real time. Just like I can call upon it in real time to support others, I can do it for myself. That was worth so much more than what I paid for the program, because this journey has been a giving back to me of a part of me that I shut down a long time ago for fear of, like Kimber said, judgment and ultimately abandonment, which was really big for me. And I didn't even know it at the time. So a lot of work has been done, but all that has brought me so much joy, freedom, and wholeness. So I can't say enough about the possibilities for anyone coming into this program. And now there's more available in this program, which I'm excited about too.
Thank you, Deb. And it's been amazing to witness you. Thank you for letting me be your witness of you just really returning to you in so many ways. Thank you. All right. I think it's time to turn over into the healing part. So all you need to do is set an intention. You can set it in your minds. You can write it in the chat of how you would like this healing to help you. So Diana and I are going to be sending an energy that we work with. I don't know if you've ever heard of Reiki. Wave your hand if you've ever heard of Reiki. Okay, so this is similar to Reiki. It's golden and diamond energy. It's the energy that we use in the program. And we're going to be sending it to you for however you intend. What's so beautiful and magical about this is we don't have to actually know your intention for this to work for you. But if you want to share your intention, absolutely, please do so in the chat. All right. Roz, yes.
Okay, I'm sorry. I have a quick question. When you
Yeah.
say set, you mean an intention for maybe something you would like a download about? You
It
would
can
like
be
to know
whatever you
more
want.
about a
Yeah.
certain thing, or you would like to connect to your guides,
Yes,
or
it
it's
could be.
whatever.
Yep, you could be asking for like a stronger connection to your guides. You could be asking for healing for like one of these things that we identified today to help you along with that. Really, anything, physical, emotional, psychological. Okay? Yeah, that's the beauty about energy work. It can be for anything.
Okay,
All right, so we're just going to sit together. We're going to do this for about like 5 to 7 minutes, and then I'm going to move into the reading part of today. Okay? All right, so all you have to do is be just comfortable. Okay? And what's so beautiful also about energy work is you don't even have to believe in it for it to help you. It's just all-knowing, smart energy. All right, so once again, let's just close your eyes. Just get nice and comfortable. You might even want a sip of water. We're just going to have some silence while Diana and I send you this beautiful golden and diamond energy. You can just be thinking about how you want the energy to help you. And even if you don't have a particular request, you can just say, for my highest good. And enjoy. You all receive all of the beautiful, loving energy healing that was sent to you today for the ways that you intended to help you today and in the days to come. You may just even want to take a nice breath, have a sip of water as you come back into the Zoom. And feel yourself just returning here. How's everybody doing? Oh, thank you, Sarah. I see your message in the chat. Aw. Sarah says, I see this energy as a beautiful, shimmering, sparkling net swooping beneath me, wrapping me up and catching me and stopping me from falling. Oh my gosh, that's so pretty. Thank you for sharing that, Sarah. All right. Anyone have any questions about the energy work or anything before we move forward? So what I will say to you today is just be good about hydrating after you receive energy. I know some of you also work with energy, so you know that very well. Don't forget to do that. Oh, thank you, Sarah. I'm glad that you were smiling. And I always like to say also do a little grounding. And my favorite go-to grounding, some of you know very well, because I'm always telling you to do it. Have a nice piece of dark chocolate. It's the perfect excuse to enjoy that. All right, so for the remainder of our time together, what I'm going to be doing is working with this card deck. Oh, I'm holding it upside down. It's an oracle card deck. Anyone here never have a card reading or has like no experience with cards? Just let me know. Raise your hand. Okay, everyone's had a card pulled for them before. Okay, perfect. So I don't have to explain that. I read all cards with love and compassion. To me, there's no bad card and there's no negative card. It's really just the journey of our lives. And sometimes our journey is easy and sometimes it's a little rough and we got some work to do, right? So this deck is just one of my favorite decks. I highly recommend it. And if you want, I can send out the link to the deck in an email. Just let me know in the chat if you want, if you end up liking this deck. So you do not have to have a card reading. What I will say is when I'm doing a reading to a group, let's say Roz has a reading. Kim might say, wow, like what was said to Roz really applies to me too. So what's really beautiful about a group reading is you can have a reading or not, but you're going to receive something. Or even along with your reading, someone else's reading might have deep meaning for you too. The universe just works it that way so perfectly well. And it happens every single time that you end up with a little bit more than just your one message. So I encourage you to stay for all the readings to see what you end up getting for yourself. If you want a reading, I will ask for you to have your camera on during your reading. All right. Oh, everyone's writing in the chat whether or not they want a reading. So Tara, can you help me keep up with making sure I serve everybody? So when I call upon you, actually, yes, if you know how to raise your mechanical hand, raise it if you want a reading, and then I'll just kind of go one by one. Perfect. So what you can be doing is asking a question that it could relate to your business. It could relate to one of these blocks. You could just say, I just want to see what the cards want to say to me today. You can ask whatever you want. If you ask a yes or no question, I'm going to rephrase it so it's not a yes or a no. And as I'm shuffling my cards, Diana is going to just give us a beautiful message from the Akashic record guides. And the Akashic records are just really the journey of your soul. And the Akashic guides are really beautiful. And I just wanted you to sample that because we do a lot of that in the program too. All right, where's Diane? I lost her. Oh, there you are.
Thank you, Kim. So the guide set for the group today, it's a little bit of a rhyme for me, but I think it's going to hit each and every one of us for what we just went through. Open your hearts, your eyes, and your ears, your voices to the divine wisdom and the teachings of today. You are surrounded by love and protection. We thank you for being here today as all of your guides are here to guide you, to protect you, and to help you on your paths.
That's beautiful. Thank you, Diana, for that. I love that. Thank you. Okay, so Maria, you're first on my screen. If you want to unmute and just let me know if you have a question or not. Walk in the bottom of your screen, there should be a raise hand little icon.
Sometimes it just says react. There's a little heart.
Yeah.
But we'll know to get to you, Heather. So Maria, hello, nice to meet you.
Hi. Good morning. Thank you. So I had to step away from my computer probably when you gave the instructions on what kind of a question to ask.
Oh, okay.
So
Well,
I don't
just
really
flipped out.
What?
Your card just flipped out. So you
Okay,
can have
perfect.
any type of a question you want, just, or you can just say, I just want to see what the cards want to say to me.
Yeah, let's just see what the card has to say.
Okay. All right. So this is a beautiful card. Actually, I read this card. A lot of people that I worked with yesterday got this card too. It's the Angel of Strength. I hope you can see it well. And this card, I really love this card because to me, it mirrors the Strength card in the tarot deck. And you can see that behind this woman is this gorgeous, gorgeous golden light. And she's just hanging out with a lion, completely unafraid, right? As if the lion is just under her spell. Like she is in control of the lion. Now, in the tarot deck, the Strength card, the woman really represents the soul, and the lion represents the ego mind. And this idea of really, we live so much in our ego minds, right? As a matter of fact, I'll bet most of your lives, if you described yourself, the description kind of comes from the mind. We identify as the mind as who you actually are. But it's not really the truth of you. The truth of you lies in that inner oracle, in your soul, in your spirit, in your heart. And this card is really all about understanding that for yourself, Maria, that the true you is in the heart of you, in the soul of you. And the mind does not have to be in the driver's seat. So that's how I read this card for you, Maria. And I hope that makes sense to you.
It does. Good card because I am always in my mind. So even when I'm trying to quiet and go down deep, it's like my mind is going, oh, there's your heart. Oh, there's, it's just, it won't stop. So
Yeah. And they're often not like in alignment.
correct.
They're often a little bit like this, right? And the heart and the soul will be really gentle and patient. So a lot of times the mind ends up winning. So, yeah. But as the more you connect to your intuitive self, the more the soul wins. And that the more that it's heard. And it will be really beautiful. Thank you for allowing me to pick a card for you. All right, Michelle, you are next. If you want to unmute.
I too am just interested in seeing what the card has to say for me.
Okay, we will do so. Okay, Sarah, I'll read you next. I see that you have to leave pretty quickly. So hopefully we'll have time. Okay, Michelle, gorgeous card for you, just flipped over. This is the Healer of the Ages. And this card, I mean, it has a lot of, sometimes it has like a Jesus feel to me, but this idea of everything that you need, you already have inside of yourself. So it's a really powerful message because even just the name of it, like the Healer of the Ages, and that when you start to recognize all of the things that to you might feel like a gift, like the really special parts of yourself, if once you recognize all of them, connect to all of them, there's no limit to the effect that you can have on your work, on the world around you, on humanity, within your business, with your clients. And this is really a reclaiming of everything that's inside of you, all of that power. And I can't ignore that it's called Healer of the Ages. So I don't know if you have ever trained in healing work or if you do any type of healing work, but you may really find that you enjoy that if you haven't tried it yet. So this is just a really powerful, beautiful card. Just like the Strength card, again, there's this golden halo behind the figure. And I read the cards as the figure represents the person I'm reading. So the figure represents you, Michelle. Okay. And the golden and the golden energy is really a very, very powerful energy source. And you can just see he's just completely bathed in it, which is beautiful. So I think it's really just to recognize everything that's so beautiful about yourself and really own that, which is sometimes hard to do, I know.
That does feel very fitting. Healing work, I wouldn't necessarily say I've done healing work or energy work specifically as part of my practice, but I do dive very deep with my clients into resistance.
Mhm, mhm.
And I know that I'm, fitness and nutrition based, but everybody always is like, well, life stuff might get in the way or, this, that, and the other thing. And the message that you just gave me is something that I work to help them see for themselves.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. And how better than if you actually really stand in that for yourself, right? You'll just be
Exactly.
exactly the role model for them. Yes. Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you, Michelle. All right, Sarah, I know you have to leave, so I'm going to jump to you next. Hello, sweetheart.
Thank you so much. Kim, you look fabulous tonight, I must say.
Oh, well, thank you, Sarah.
You do. You look absolutely radiant. So I have a specific question actually, which
Okay.
is, what is it that is being hidden from me right now, or that I'm not seeing? Might be a better way to express it in my business, or, kind of what's next.
Okay. Okay. So like a card immediately flipped over for you. I didn't even know your card
Perfect.
when it flipped. Okay. I like picking cards that way because I don't like the responsibility of having to pick. I'm like,
Yeah,
thing flip over or fall out.
yeah.
So we have the temple path.
Oh, wow.
And again, like just a really powerful card. So you can see there's like this little path leading to this
Yeah.
building that's being called the temple, and there's a staircase going up to it. So there's a little bit of a elevation. I would even say, in relation to your question, like a rising in the vibration of yourself for your business. and not letting it deplete you. But around this building, do you see all those lights?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so they look like golden orbs. For me, I
Mm.
see them often as like spirit, your guides. But there's no figure. See, there's no
Yeah.
person in this card. So you placing yourself where you want to be, right? You don't have to be right here, still walking down. You can go right
Yeah.
there and claim that temple is yours and stand on
Yeah.
your platform and really speak your voice loud and clearly, freely, very freely, like own yourself. And then what I feel like with those lights, it's almost like that's what's needed for your people to hear you and come to you. Is don't stand over here. You've got
Yeah.
to go right up that staircase and just be there, like on the platform, on the stage, so to speak. Undeniably yourself.
So it's like what I'm not seeing is that I'm holding myself back, essentially, just by virtue of the fact that I'm seeing myself in a certain place when I could easily be seeing myself somewhere else down the line.
So I missed what you said, the first sentence. You
I'm
are,
saying
you're
what
not.
I'm not seeing
Yeah.
is that I'm holding myself back just by
Okay.
virtue of my own placement in my mind. This is where
Yes.
I am, when I could easily be saying to myself, well, I choose to see myself over there, much further ahead, as you said, like on the platform, already
Yeah.
doing the thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That
So
makes sense.
yeah. Yeah. And you know what's interesting is the bottom of the deck card, the bottom of the deck can kind of like magnify the reading. We have the angel of strength for you too.
Of course.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Amazing.
yeah.
Thank you.
And Sarah, sometimes like being out there in the world, like as an entrepreneur, you really have to show yourself. And this like applies to everybody. And sometimes it really just takes a lot of inner strength. There's certain moments where it's hard and you don't really want your whole self out there, you know? We need our privacy too. So I feel like this is just like powering up that and really saying like, you've got this. You have
This
it.
is perfect. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome.
I've got to go, but I'll catch the rest. Thank you.
Yes. Yes. Thank you for coming.
Bye.
All right. Kim, you can unmute, sweetheart. Do you have a specific question today?
I kind of do. There's an opportunity that I have that could change not only my business, but my current situation in life. And it's kind of something that I've been wanting for a while, but I don't know if it's the right move. So I'm just kind of curious as to should I pursue it or ignore it.
Okay. So that's kind of a yes or no question, which is hard to pull a card for a yes or no. So I can ask the question, we can ask the question as, you know, how will it benefit you to move in that direction? Or we can ask it of how will it benefit you not to move in that direction? Like either way.
Okay,
Hi, Deb. Thank you
curious
for coming.
on how it would benefit me to move in that direction.
All right, let's go. Let's see what they have to say. Oh, you got more than one card and they're all over the floor.
Oh, goodness.
Okay, so how would it benefit you? Two cards came out. First, we have the card of strategy. Okay, which is like this, it's like an old-fashioned journal, so to speak, with a feather pen. Then we have one of my favorite cards. It's Happy Family. This card kind of speaks for itself. I mean, it's one of the most joyful cards in the deck. It reminds me of the Ten of Cups. I know you know the tarot. Like the Ten of Cups is like absolute pure bliss, right? And so I feel like this card is really the answer, but this card is telling you what you have to do to get there. Does that make sense? So I feel like there's a little bit of work to be done, and that might be a little piece of what's holding you back from going in that direction. And it's like, because it's a pen and journal, it's almost like a rewriting of yourself, a rewriting. And I'm hearing the phrase like starting from scratch. So I feel like this is a very big shift for you and a big change, not like just adding another offer into the work that the business that you already have. It's almost like a recreation of a business, or creating something a little bit new. So it feels like you will feel really good if you start doing that and see what happens with it, you know? This is me, not the intuitive. This is just Kim saying, I wouldn't abandon everything. Move into it and see what's going while you're still running your other business. Don't put yourself in financial jeopardy, right? But I feel like this is something worth really pursuing for yourself and finding out the answer. It feels joyful. It
It's
feels like you're
interesting.
gonna have fun.
Yes, it's interesting because the change doesn't necessarily have to do with my business, but an actual physical move.
Mm,
And the interesting thing is, it's moving closer to my family.
mm,
So
okay.
it's interesting that you got the card, the family,
Yeah.
because that's what I want to do is move close to my mom and my brother.
Okay. Hence the happy family card.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. And when you move, like there's no contracts. You're either buying a house, you're renting something. There's all that involved in it. So it seems like it's something worth looking at. That's what I would say to you, and see what you come up with and see what you find. And remember, your home is important. So see what you find for that for yourself and consider that. Mhm. Yeah. All right. Thank you, Kim. Rena, hello.
Hello.
Mhm.
I think I would also just like a general card. I could go in a million directions, but
Okay.
I think that it would be more helpful to see what's let the cards decide what the priority is.
So we have 3 cards just fell on the floor for you. The first one, and everybody, Rena does relationship coaching. We got the door to romance. So I feel like this is this is like just a beautiful, powerful love card. And this is what you're bringing people back to, right? Is love of themselves, standing in their own power, but also a lot of times it's about repairing the relationship, you know, and whether it's about repairing or parting, doing that and feeling really good about it. But it's also your card.
Yeah.
You. Okay, we also got the healer of the ages for you, Rena. And every time I pull a card for you, ladies, we usually have worked with tarot together. Always the high priestess, every single freaking time. Okay. So like this is just another powerful card like that, even though it's different because the high priestess is really about your intuitive abilities. But now this is like even like calling you to the healer that you are, you know? And um I can't help but say like adding more of the magic into the coaching, which I feel like I say all the time, but like more and more and more and more and more. Okay. And then the last one was the doorway to personal happiness. No, the door to personal healing and happiness. And I almost feel like it's just, I feel like the universe is just like, no matter how much you're showing up, they're like, no, Rena, more. No,
More.
more. Okay, that was pretty good. Oh, more Rena,
Okay.
more about the human design, more about the vulnerable, um, like your past and the things you've gone through and showing who you are and really owning them. And you know, Rena, some of that is also showing who you are like as an engineer and a nurse and all these like powerful, amazing things that you are. Like putting everything in. Okay. So I don't know when we're going to stop getting that message of showing more, but it's
More.
really about like that because the priestess and this healer of ages is really the truth of who you are. And you've just really got to own that and not give a crap about what anyone else thinks, because most of us are going to think that that's pretty amazing. Beyond
Yeah.
it, actually.
When
Yeah.
you were sending Reiki, the intentions that I had set were to become more visible and more magnetic in that way. And so I'm not surprised that those cards support that. And I feel like I'm doing more of that, but it's not all the things. And I know that there's definitely more. It's coming. Yeah.
Yeah. And I've seen it for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Rena. I can't wait to see like the full Rena like out there. You know, it's kind of like take off the freaking corset, take off the bra. Come on.
Yeah.
You know, just be all right.
Thank you.
Hey, hello.
Hi.
Hi. Do
My
you have
question,
a question?
I have a question, and I'm going to phrase it exactly how it came to mind, but it may end up being two questions. So feel free to,
Okay.
guide. Who do I need to be? What do I need to do to unlock the healing and wholeness already available to me?
Okay. Well, you can't be anyone but yourself. So I'm going to just even take that off. Okay. But I think it's more about like, what part of yourself? Oh, you just moved on my screen. Where'd you go?
That was where my reaction automatically timed out. I'm sure why.
I lost you.
Here.
Oh, there you are. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why. Yeah, it was
I like
weird.
looking
was
at
like,
all of you when I'm reading because sometimes I'll be reading from your aura too. So that's why I like the cameras off.
because it looks like you're done talking, so we'll lower your hand. That was so funny. I would cancel it.
Okay. Okay.
Weird.
All right. So your question was, say the second half of your question to me again, so I can relate to it.
What do I need to do to unlock the healing and wholeness already available to me?
Oh, okay. Come on, universe, let's pick this card. Okay. All right, we have storm warning card, okay? But what I really like about this card is I feel like there's some holding back because of the fear of like what it feels like to go through that full healing process. Now, I say full healing process very loosely because I don't think we're ever fully healed. That's just my own personal philosophy. I feel like this is an ever unfolding, growing process throughout your entire life and beyond, for the whole journey of your soul. So sometimes we're like a little hesitant to address certain aspects of ourselves because of what we know it might feel like or how hard it might seem. And it just seems like a lot, or it seems like a lot of work, or geez, I've already done that. Why is this freaking thing showing up again for me? So that's how I'm reading this card for you. It's almost like just permission. That's all you need to give yourself to unlock more of what you're looking for. It's just permission. Simple as that. Okay. And I'm going to look at the bottom of the deck for you too. Want to see this? This is awesome. Happy family. Okay. So I read the bottom card as like the umbrella of the reading. So it really tells me that it's not like there's a storm coming. It's just you're a little concerned about it, like I said. And as you move forward in it, you can just feel all this joy. All this joy is just waiting for you. It's literally right there. Kind of like how you work on activating your future version of yourself. She's just waiting for you. This is just waiting for you. Okay. I love that for you, Brittany. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for letting me pull a card for you today. Robin, you are next. Oh, somehow I can't hear you.
My
Oh.
my AirPods work with the microphone and sometimes they don't. Can you hear me now? Okay. I can't hear you.
Oh.
Okay, now I can hear you. Okay.
Do you have a question?
No.
No. Okay. Just whatever the cards want to tell you. Okay. Victory. Beautiful card. A really, really powerful card. And Roz is giving you an applause.
Thank you, Roz.
100% she wants this for you, right? We all want this for you, even those of us that don't know you. So this kind of says it all right? And I know, because I know this about you, there's been moments where you're like, can I keep pursuing this business, right? This that you want to do. And I feel like this is like really the universe is screaming at you. But no, you must. You absolutely must. Okay. You really are on the absolute right track for what people need. And it's a little bit similar to Rena, where you just need to show more of really the truth of who you are, that real vulnerable you, so that people, they know instantaneously that you are the person for them. They're just waiting for that, you know, because they have to show up and do work with you that's very vulnerable and very hard. So if they see the full Robin that those of us that know you see, they're going to know before they even have a call with you how safe they are in your hands and actually how brilliant you are as a nurse. I think even just showing more of the depth of your knowledge, which is like it's like infinite, what you have put together for people in your work. It's like a one of a kind. So yes,
this morning. So
I guess if there could be a yes card, this would be it.
Are you planning to go out and come back?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Never mind. Make the shake.
Hey, Rosalind, you're not muted.
I'm just muting her. I was like, thanks, Michelle. Michelle, I have a feeling you're like super great with technology. All right, Robin.
Thank you.
Okay, so maybe you and Rena need to chat once in a while and just encourage each other to like put out the post you really want to put out. Okay?
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hello, dear. It is your turn. I'm just going to ask if you can turn your camera on so that I can see you. Michelle, only a little, just enough tech to be, I don't know. I feel like you know. Okay, I'm gonna, until Eileen can come on off mute or something, I'm gonna move to Roz. Roz, do you have a particular
But
question?
I'll wait.
Oh, there you are.
I'll
Oh,
wait.
you're there. So did you have a particular question?
No, ma'am, just what the cards need to tell me.
All right. Okay. So a card flipped over for you. It's a little hard to see. It's called Adjacent Possibilities. So basically, I'm sorry for the glare. It's basically this beautiful, bright, well-lit hallway with all these different doors. Even doors like on the floor where you wouldn't expect them. So this card really basically means be on the lookout for a possibility coming your way that you just really weren't expecting. So it's a really great card. It's a happy card. And when something comes your way that you're not expecting, pay attention, you know, because it might be one of those things that your impulse is to be like, no. But instead of like going into that impulse, just allowing yourself to sit with it for a little bit before you say no. Because sometimes those are really divine possibilities that just show up unexpected. It could be something like a collaboration, or a new client or anything like that. All right. So
Yeah.
this is a great, I love when I pull this card for myself. I get so excited. And it's like now I'm on alert, like the fire department, they're on alert. If there's a forest fire, like I'm waiting now. I'm gonna notice what comes my way. So do that.
And I really try to hold on more to there's always opportunity. You just have to look for it. And sometimes I forget to look for it, or I just don't do it because the fear comes in.
Yeah.
Is it fear of failure or is it really fear of success?
Yeah.
So I learned to try to differentiate between the two.
Mhm.
But I really started to try more to come out of my shell and interact more and be seen a little more, even if it's not on camera. So, and it's with the hope and the intent, not the hope, but with the intention to meet the right people, be in the right places, and just take the next step. So I'm open to anything that is ready to come my way for my next step to where I'm supposed to be.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
So thank
And
you for that.
and I love that you turned your camera on because
I
you're
was having problems with my laptop. I
okay.
cannot get like you can't hear me. I'm not even sure if I'd be able to hear you. So I've been in
Okay.
between trying to work on it to get it ready,
Yeah,
but I
yeah,
didn't get it working.
yeah.
So, but
Well,
thank
I love it.
you.
Be on the lookout. Don't let the impulse be to say no. Like sink into the fear and see what it's about so you can address it, you know?
I
Yeah.
do, because one of the things that came up in the questions that you were asking, how do I know if it's like me or my intuition? I think it's the nervousness that I
Mhm.
get. If I get really nervous and feel really scared, then I
Yeah,
know it's something I'm really supposed to do.
right.
And instead of not doing it and fear of not doing it. So I'm really going to hold into that. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you. All right, Roz, do you have a question? You're muted, sweetie.
Okay. I wrote down, what do I need to know at this time?
Okay. Sometimes I think the universe loves that question because they get to say whatever they want to say. You know? Okay. So we have the cornucopia card. This is like this card to me, like full on means abundance. Abundance. And you can see also in this card, Roz, there's so much light. It's so bright. We worked with the golden energy, and there's so much gold in this card and overflowing, overflowing abundance. And I just feel like, and what's also come flowing out of there, I've never noticed this before because I never really looked, but it's actually all fruit. And if you think of fruit, like we think of fruit and flowers, it's like fruit is the flower of the plant that it grows on, right? And the flower is so much about blossoming. The fruit, it's like about fertility and growth and creation. And in your work, I feel like people come to you and they don't feel this for themselves. They feel like they're just all dried up now and like what's next for me, you know? And what you're bringing them, what you're making possible for them is this feeling of like overflowing abundance. Like there's so much more left. And you're going to help them pick which fruit is theirs and figure that out. But that because there's no figure in this card, also, I would just say for you today, this card is you. Like, this is the feeling that you exude to other people when they're around you. Nurturing, cared for, safe, and they can grow. And they can grow. So I love this. I love that the universe wanted to just say this to you, Roz, too.
Oh, thank you so much. During the closed eye process, you know, when you were sending the energy,
Yes.
the feeling welled up inside me, and the only way I could describe it was unbridled gratitude, and I had tears were flowing, and I had the tissues going. So this card reflected that, I guess.
It did. It did. Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad. I really want you to know this about yourself, like the feeling that you give other people when you speak to them and when you're with them. It's really special.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, Tanya.
Hi, beautiful.
Magical Tanya.
I say, first off, thanks for running this. It's so beautiful. As per your soul, I guess I'm just gonna do a free for all. What does universe want to gift me with their magic today?
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. They have a few things to say to you. Okay.
I'm ready.
All right. So we have 3 cards. Where'd you go now? There you are. We have adjacent possibilities. That was your 3rd card. The 2nd card was journey. The 3rd card is the 7th chakra. This is how I think of you when I think of you. Okay. All up in the crown all the time. Like that crown, sometimes I just think you need to close it a little bit, Tanya. So curious. You want whatever information is dropping in. And if I was sitting physically next to you and information was dropping into me, you would be like reaching over, like, wait a minute, give me some of that. Because like the curiosity and the passion for what I'm going to call the world of spirit that you have is enormous. And this is why you're already working this way so strongly. It's because of this love and curiosity that you have. Okay. And you can see, look at like this magical, gorgeous woman. She's kind of like you. You're kind of like this. And she's just emanating so much light, a lot of white light. And I feel like when people are around you, they feel that too from you. They feel like Tanya really cares. I'm totally screwing up, but Tanya believes I could do this. Like you just make people feel that way. And it's really beautiful. Your 2nd card is journey. And again, look at the figure. She's the true light in this card. So when you said, I just want to see what, the universe wants to say to me today, it's just like this reminder, like that you are the light. You are the light. And I feel like in this like non-egoic sort of way, you own that, but you don't really say it out loud. And I think maybe even just they want you to own it more. And you can. It's hard for me to say that to you because I feel like you do very well with that, but in a way that other people wouldn't know. It's just privately for yourself. But I feel like there's this strong message of that. Now, you're a great, great businesswoman, a powerful CEO, and you also got adjacent possibilities. So something is coming. And what are you ignoring? Who do you know that you're like, damn, we could do something great together? Like, just start getting curious about that too. And if you want to, just ask spirit, they will tell you. I feel like you actually hear very well, and that's a little bit more rare when it comes to the soul senses. It's not used as much.
Yeah.
So
channel all the things in from
Yeah.
hotline time.
Yeah. And like the reason I'm calling you out for the hearing is that like the hearing, there's no interpretation.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very spot on. So it's
Yeah.
easier to trust. Okay. So it's a very powerful thing that you are using.
Yeah.
Just that's part of like your magic.
I
All right.
love her. I trust her. I follow her.
Good.
She runs half
Good,
my
good,
calls.
good, good. Perfect. Perfect. Do more. There's always more.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Mwah.
All right. We got Heather and then Christine. Heather, can you unmute? Do you have a question?
I don't. I'll just take a general guidance, please.
All right. Okay. All right, Heather. You got the Roz card. You got the cornucopia also. Where'd you go now? Jeez. Wave. Oh, there you are. Okay. There you are. My goodness. So what's interesting as I'm just like looking at your aura is extremely pink, like off the charts pink, a beautiful bright pink, which to me just really speaks volumes about the gentle and soft nature of you, and very compassionate and understanding and empathic person that you are. And if I relate that, okay, you moved again. If I relate that to your card, even, so it's a little different than what I said to Roz, whereas Roz is like this, she's helping people realize this in themselves, but I feel like you're giving this to people. Okay. So it's just like this giving constantly. And from the heart space, Heather. And what I want to say to you is you treat it as if it's never ending, like it's always abundant and you don't have to refill it, which is actually the truth. But sometimes I think take a little time to like work on like your garden a little bit, and just it's okay to have a moment for you, because I do feel like you're a huge giver and you do this with complete abundance. So the other side of that would be just sometimes take some time for you. Okay. But what a beautiful thing. Like, doesn't humanity need a person like you? It needs millions of people like you. So I feel like that's your card and that's your reading for today. Any questions about that?
No, I was thinking maybe they were going to give me some advice on my business, but
Oh, but you
yes,
didn't ask for that. You just said,
I didn't, because I figured that's like the main thing.
okay, they're going
Okay,
to talk about what they want to talk about. You gave
fair
them
enough.
permission.
Fair
Okay.
enough.
And thank you for that.
Thank you.
All right, Christine, do you have a question, Dolly?
Yes. I would like, let's see, what am I not seeing or I need to know to move myself forward with myself and my business?
Okay, so card flipped over immediately before you said your question. So we have the second chakra. Which archangel is this? Ariel, another powerful, powerful woman. If I go into really the second chakra for you, Christine, the second chakra represents a lot of different things. One of them is really like owning your personal identity, like really valuing who you are. Okay. Lassoing that and showing that like unabashedly. Okay. I feel like this is a real call out for you to really concentrate on the development of the identity of self for you. Okay. This is also the second chakra. It's like the place of fertility and creativity. So I feel like this is also saying to you, are you using enough of your creativity to give you the joy that you need and that you want in your work? Because I feel like there's a creator in you, and sometimes people think creativity means I can draw, but it's expressed in so many different ways, right? It can be in the writer, the speaker, the pottery, creating an offer, like actually looking at a business and seeing, well, what things does this business need, right? So the filling in the blanks of a business that's already running, okay? So paying attention to that. But I feel like the universe is like, please own yourself. Like, just stand up on the podium already. Okay? You got
Yes.
You got this. It's a really powerful card. I don't happen to know anything in particular about Archangel Uriel, but you could look her up and see what she stands for, and see if she actually has a message for you too, and the reason people would work with her. Yeah. I don't know. Did Tara or Diana know about Archangel Uriel? No. Ariel. Sorry, I'm saying the wrong angel. No. Okay. All right.
Okay.
We'll look her up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Danny has her hand raised.
Oh, okay. Danny, last but not least. You have a question?
No, I'll just take whatever comes through. I just wanted to make sure that there was enough time for everyone.
Okay. There's enough time. I'll hang out with you and pull a card.
Thank you. I greatly appreciate that.
You're gonna laugh. Angel of Balance. We got a lot of angels in this group today, which I just personally really love. And the Angel of Balance, you can read this card two ways for yourself. I already know, because I know what work you do, that you are literally restoring balance in people's lives, right? So in some ways, you are the angel of balance for others. But I feel like this card is calling you out because see how she's looking? It's like a little, it looks like a genie bottle or something. It's not really a globe. It's not really even a crystal ball, but she's looking in there. And I feel like there's a little calling out to you to give yourself that space almost daily to restore your own balance. Okay? Your own chakra alignment, so to speak. And you'll be able to show up even more for people than you realize. Because your work it's heavy, it's a lot, and it can be draining, but you're building, so you're going to have more. So you're going to actually need to do this for yourself even more to keep up with everything. Okay. So I don't know. I can't say anything more than that for you, but I know you're laughing.
That says it all.
Yeah. We didn't even need to really read the card, did we? Yeah, but she's beautiful. And you'll also notice that she is a child. So play a little, have fun, get silly with your kids, do that. It's super grounding. You know, when chocolate fails.
Thank you so much, Kim. That was beautiful. Thank you.
You're welcome. And I just want to thank everybody for sticking around with me today. Tara, if you want to just drop the link in the chat for me again, if you want to go over the things that you identified for yourself today or talk to me about the certification, just feel free to book that call. You can also reach out to me on private message. So thanks for hanging out. Anyone have any questions before we part? Before we very lovingly part. All right. All right. So I'll see you all around. Oh, thank you, Roz. Roz, that's adorable. I love that. I think we all need that popsicle stick. That is so cute. For when you can't find the icons on your computer. All right. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate you all. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Thanks.